everybody and welcome back. Today for you I'm going to give you a tutorial on a cat eye cut crease look. For this I'm going to be using my Balm Nude Tude palette. You don't of course need this one. Any nude colored palette where you can have a variation of 3 deep to or medium to deep shades, you're good to go, but this is just the one I chose to use for this because it's all in one. It's just easier for me to do, so stick around and we'll get started. So let's go ahead and get into it. For the eye look today, for the kind of pinup style cut crease, I'm going to use my Balm's Nude Tude palette. So this is the first nude palette from the Balm. This is just really got really good colors to achieve the cut crease look that I'm going for. So to get started in the crease, I'm going to take my e.l.f. crease brush and I'm going to go into the shade here, which is called Sultry, and it's just a really good like a nice neutral brown, not too warm, not too cool. And so we're just going to put that all throughout the crease and buff just a little above. And as you'll see here, I'm kind of winging it out so that it wings out just a little. So this is basically going to be our transition color that's going to wing out. Okay, so now that I have those pretty well buffed into my liking, so you can take a look there. Like I said, this is just pretty much our transition color. And also just a side note, you don't need to have this particular palette. Any matte eyeshadow or nude eyeshadow palette that you have, even if the whole thing is not matte, you can get this accomplished pretty darn easily. It's just this is all in one, so it's just more convenient for me to use. So now I'm going to take a smaller crease brush, and this is the e.l.f. crease brush. We're going to go into the deepest, one of the deepest shades here, which is Sleek, and it's just a very, very dark brown shade. And so we're going to put that in the crease, but we're going to go just slightly lower than where we were, which is why I'm using a much tinier brush. So what I like to do for this is kind of like hold my eye like this so that I can see where that's going. And remember, where you put your brush first is where you're going to get the most pigment, so always start in your outer corner. And I'm just going to kind of sketch that in there lightly and then blend back and forth. And again, kind of pulling it out at the edge to wing it. Now this is what you should have, something like this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the other side. So this is what you should have so far. And now what we want to do, since we're this far in, we want to go ahead and take our blending brush and really blend those two together. Blend that up into the transition to make sure we get rid of all harsh lines. I should have disclaimed, you could have put a piece of tape there to make this a little bit more easier. But for me, I like to clean it up with concealer rather than tape, because sometimes tape, you're going to pull off some of your makeup. Or if you're one that does your eyes, then foundation, then you really don't have anything to worry about. But I do foundation first. So now we are going to go into the darkest shade here. For that, I'm using a pencil brush, and it's a little bitty pencil brush. I don't know what the name brand of this is. It came like in a gift set that my friend sent me for Christmas. So we're going to go into the black shade here, which is called Serious. So we're just going to take one tiny tap, like really, you got a little black dot up there, because here's where you want to be really careful. This is going to go in the lowest part and outline the socket. Okay, so it should look like that. Now I'm going to take the really tiny blending brush again, the little crease brush from e.l.f. that I used, and I'm going to blend over this just lightly, using very minimal pressure. And that's just to make it seamlessly go up in with the darkest of the shades. Don't you love it how one eye always seems to come out so much better than the other? I'm gonna take a little bit more of this over here. I'm gonna build that outer corner. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and V that. Let's connect that. And so literally we're drawing a V there. Just like literally drawing a V. You've gotten this far. How is it that you get that really good cut crease look? Well, really, the secret is some concealer. So you want to take any concealer that you have that's skin tone close to it, maybe even a little lighter, and we're going to clean up anything that might have fallen down on the lid where we don't want it. So how I do this is I just take a couple of dots right there on the lid, just 3, and I'm going to take a very small flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to use this one because it's the only thing this is really good for. This is the Wet n Wild small shadow brush. I don't think it picks up shadow to save its life, but it works pretty well for this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to paint my whole eyelid with the concealer all the way up to the crease. So just like that. Now see the difference there? So now that I have that cut out, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean up my outside edge. And I always do this with 3 dots of my concealer. And I'm going to take my Real Techniques pointed foundation brush and just sweep that up and then blend it out. And then any powder that you're using, you can, you know, set your concealer with. I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. And I'm just going to set that there on the outside edges. And now we're going to put a really bright white shadow on the lid and highlight the brow bone. And for that, I'm going to use my Real Techniques shader brush because it's really small, so I can really get in there and work. And I'm going to go into the shade here, which is called Sassy, which is just a white shimmer. And we're just going to pack that all over the lid. And you also want to make sure in this step that you don't go up into the crease that you just spent so much time cutting out, which is why I like to use this smaller brush, but any tiny small flat eyeshadow brush would work just as well and really highlight the inner corners as well. And so now I'm going to take just my Bogashi's smudger brush, just because it's a little bit fuller. I'm just going to dip lightly into the Sassy shade and come up here and highlight the brow bone. So now that I got the wings done and got that, I'm gonna kind of tie in the lower lash line now. I'm gonna just take my little, very tiny flat definer brush, and this is from Luxie Beauty. I'm gonna take one little dip into Serious, and I'm almost gonna be on the waterline, almost, but not quite. And I'm only, for like the length of the brush, like 2 taps there. So see, I'm just doing the very inside of this corner. See, that really kind of helps pull the eye out. So now I'm going to take a pencil brush, or no, you know what, I'm gonna take another smudger brush. This is my e.l.f. smudger brush, and I'm gonna go into Sleek, and I'm just gonna kind of smudge that and go towards the center. Kind of tie the 2 in together. Like, we're not doing smoky, we're doing straight up cat eye. I'm going to take Sultry, which was our original, you know, transition everything color. I'm going to take it on just a normal pencil brush. This is my It Cosmetics Smoky Liner brush. And I'm just gonna sweep under the lash line just to kind of help blend everything together. So this is our final look. This is our cat eye cut crease. Pretty, very natural, very, you know, like pinup style-esque, where it was just mainly about contouring the crease of the lid and then throwing on like a white or bright shadow on the bottom. And of course I like to do it in a cat eye, very pinup-esque. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little cut crease cat eye tutorial with me today. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you did. It really means a lot to me when I see that people like the content that I'm putting out there. Also, leave down below in the comments any requests you have on videos. I'm going to try and get my hands on the new Milani 2-in-1 Perfect concealer and foundation. It says that it's available at the Walgreens that's like 3 blocks from my house. We'll see, because I could have sworn when I was there I did not find it. But I'm going to try and hunt that down rather than order it offline. I'd rather just grab it in the store, because then that way also if I don't like it I can just take it back. So I'm going to try and get my hands on that and do a tutorial on that. So be on the lookout for that coming up. And I will see you all next time. Bye bye.